style live on a Monday, but because of schedule stuff this week, Monday is the only day that works. I'm also playing around with the mic again, and so hopefully the sound is better. I know it's been weird on lives lately. I'm trying to fix it, but there's only so much I can do with the resources I have. Also, this week's Paint Your Style is not, it and I are not getting along. I am not feeling it. So, Mom had a really good suggestion, which was doing it in a monochrome gray again, which I've done before for Paint Your Style when I really wasn't happy with like the idea of it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But first, I have to find a gray that isn't going to granulate too purple or too yellow. So I think I need, I don't know that I can show the whole swatch book on here. Also, like, we're down to no palettes that are clean. I was away all weekend, and so nothing is clean or tidy in the studio. That's too pink. Those are all too purple. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. Pink, too pink. I think you go too yellow, but it might be a possibility. You're a possibility. So the question now is, embrace the mess. Yes, I do, for the most part, embrace the mess. I have no storage around the table that I paint on, and so embracing the mess does have to happen at times, but I do enjoy having my palettes sort of clean enough that when I'm doing a project, there's at least one that's clean. I think those are my options. So we have 2 from Schminke, we have 1 from Cosmic, and we have 1 from 31 Purple Fish. Do I have diluted swatches of all of these? No, I don't. So what does Urban Gray look like really diluted? Do I have a blank card? Where's Urban Gray? It's in here somewhere. Dear Urban Gray. You are Urban Gray. So the photo is the cover photo for this week's challenge. I still haven't figured out how to embed a photo into a live. If anyone knows how to do that without, being incredibly techy, let me know. My tech skills are sort of limited. Okay, and that's Urban Gray, which I would say is more blue than Pebble. Or sorry, yeah, more blue than Pebble, but like similar sort of undertones. So let's label this. The really funny thing is I've corner rounded cards like 5 feet away from me. They just mean standing up. And so I'll just corner around this card later and then complain when I have to cut more cards for the 100-day challenge. So I can go more blue, or I can go more sort of gray yellow. I almost think these 2 get eliminated right away. Those 2 are my options. I can either go Urban Gray, which is very much the color of the mountains, or I can go Sepia Haze, which is sort of like the water, the boathouse, and everything. But I do like the idea of doing this as a one color challenge. Anyone in chat have an opinion as I tape this page out? You'll have a few seconds as I tape. Because it is, and this could totally fail, and I could, you know, redo this again with different colors. But I think it's important to try it as a one color challenge just to see if A, I can do it, and B, if I like it. I do tend to enjoy one color challenges. I think I've done one in gray with the Paint Your Style challenge, and then I've done one, I did one in purple. Oh, the heat gun's not plugged in, and I'm definitely going to need that for this. All right. Which gray do I want to go with? Either way, I'm not using that brush today. It's too big. I think my friend today is going to be sticking with tiny brushes. That's sort of, let's forget that I can actually see what you guys see above. That's crooked. There we go. Which gray do I like more? I almost think Sepia Haze, because I'm going to be able to build it up more. All right. Where did I put them? Was I actually good and put away palettes? I was. I think this should be 31 Purple Fish. S'il vous plaît, go away, which is one of my favorite stickers on any palette I have. Sepia Haze. Lunar Moon might work too. Why didn't I pull Lunar Moon? Never mind. We're not adding more colors to this mix now. It just seems dangerous. So let's do this thing. I may use white wash. We'll see. There's a dot of it out on this fish palette. I put it out for a 100-day challenge weeks ago, and I'm still working my way through it. And I don't feel like washing it away because, you know, I might need it. My detail brushes are all getting a little bit ragged, and I replaced them this week. But I haven't actually had time to film an opening video for what I got. So expect that they'll be alive after this one. I don't know if they'll be back to back or not, but that one will be, you know, opening new stuff and watching. All right, the goal here is to just sort of put down color in a logical manner. So let's actually grab a pencil. think I've done this too far out. Maybe not. Can you tell that I don't do buildings? I think I say that every time there's a paint your style that involves a building. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this as a mix of ink and gray. Mostly because that's much more my style, and I don't want to figure out how to do this without ink lines. Oh, I just put my arm against the mic, didn't I? Those windows are not doing it for me. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to ink in the building, and then I'm going to build sort of everything around that part of the image. Is that how really artsy people would do it? No. But you're not following me because I am, you know, a perfect artist. And I like the idea of it being like permanent ink. I will be using the Sailor permanent black that starts with a K that's I've linked in my last few videos, because I just like how it looks in pieces. Yeah, I'm not somebody that draws buildings. The lines of this are like really off. We've got more windows. This one though is like tall. Sort of looks like it's a door, but it can't be. It's too high up. All right. Great. Now I get to erase a bunch of these lines and like just go over it with pen, because that's how we're building this piece today. And if you want like a proper art channel, this isn't it. Well, it's sometimes it. Like sometimes we do really technical things, and sometimes we do stuff like this. I'm, sketching in lines for a building. Permanent black pen. Where my angles are off, because the thought of like having to do it in non-permanent ink is not who I am. All right, I actually think that this is sort of the thing with paint your style, is like you have to make it you, even when like the work or the piece isn't you. So it's all about like building something. Sure, we'll accept that. It's too late now to back out. Like, maybe this in permanently. Am I going to do the porch? I guess so. Sure, that's a porch. Right. And now that is true. Boathouses are naturally wonky. I am going to dry this with a heat gun because I am really impatient. Oh, they keep moving my mute. All right. I think that's dry. I have to say, carbon ink has like a really distinct smell when you dry it with a heat gun, which no other sort of ink or paint has. Now let's get into this. It should be dry, so I'm going to start with erasing everything that's left line-wise. There. So my paper's a bit warped. I don't really care. It's going to get more warped as we go. And I am going to start with taking an absolutely minuscule bit of this color and going in and doing the mountains. This is not the best mountain I've done. And then we're going to go in quite dark down here. Because that's sort of how this is going. Like this bottom edge is going to be really, really dark. But not the darkest part. Which is going to be sort of interesting. I've got to work it up so that this area under the boathouse can still go darker. And then we have something that could look really cool or really awful depending on how I execute it. I think it'll look better once I've got the tree line in and like you can tell that that's, you know, mountain. All right, I'm gonna dry this quickly. All right, we're dry. And so what I'm going to do now is take a little bit more of this. That's what we have. We've got like a hill. We are going to go in with a really quite small detail brush for this part because I want to keep sort of all of the sort of joy Oh, I think I liked it better before I did this. Okay, let's dry it. All right. I don't know that I love it, but I am going to go in and add in the tree line on the far side while I think about going in and adding a second layer here just to like fix up the blotchiness a little bit. It's just a little bit too streaky for my taste. Though like the original it is streaky as well, so I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. All right. I am going to go in and do like touch up layer. Does actually help the roof line for this section wrong. Still got it wrong, but now it's like wrong in a better way. That's a thing. I'll go in and fix it with a slightly smaller brush. And really, it's the surface of water. Like reflections aren't perfect. It's the surface of water. So also realized there's supposed to be space between the cabin and this shadow, and that would have probably helped things look slightly less wonky. But whatever. We've done it. It's happened. And we're going to embrace the wonky. And once it's dry, I'm going to go through and I'm going to re-ink all the lines. All right. And now we grab the pen. It does have like a few little bubbles, which can happen when you heat something, and like the paper's already taken more than it wants to take, which I think is what's going on in this case. Like the paper's just like sort of done. So I don't know how much ink I'm actually going to be able to get onto this paper, but we'll find out. Oh, the answer is almost none. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna peel this. There we go. So it's not the exact image, but I think it's not super far off. Like if I'd remembered about the spacing here, like that was my biggest thing, is I brought this too far up. I think other than that, it's actually pretty good. I'm fairly happy with it. And I think it actually looks better on camera than it does in person. My mountain in the background, the very back one's a bit wonky. I'm fairly happy with it though. So this is PYS Feb 19 2024 31 PF Sepia Haze. Normally I would do a swatch card, but this only used one color, and so I don't see the point. So there we go. Much easier than I was making it out to be in my head, which things often are. So happy that it's done though, because it means that I get to end this live stream and start the next one, which is unboxing, I think, there's stuff from Ferris Wheel Press, there's stuff from 31 Purple Fish, there's stuff from Atlas, there's stuff from Desairs, and there's stuff from Above Ground that has all arrived in the past sort of week. But the past week has been insane, and so I haven't had time to open anything. So I'm going to end this live so that the Paint Your Style Live stays as the Paint Your Style Live, and then I will start the next live, which will be opening everything and swatching everything and just sort of seeing what's new, including swatching, if we have time, all the paints that I got last week that I still didn't swatch out in that video. I opened all of them, but I never swatched them. So thanks for watching this live on Paint Your Style.